Dear students, in my last lecture, I have discussed one-dimensional box potential problem. Particle confined in a box, and inside the box, the potential supposed to be V, that is finite, and outside the box, it becomes infinity. And this is the nature of wave function. Nature of wave function within the box. This is for psi 1 for n equals to 1. This is for psi 2. There are 2 loops. For n equals to 3, there are 3 loops. Similarly, if we consider probability or probability density, this means mod of psi square is the probability density. So if we take mod of psi square, so this variation of mod of psi square versus x can be represented in this fashion. Mod of psi square means it is always positive, and mod of psi, this is psi 1, mod of psi square means its magnitude should be enhanced, positive having higher magnitude. So this is the variation of mod of psi 1 square versus x. This is mod of psi 2 square versus x. This is psi 2. If we consider mod of psi 2 square, it is always positive having higher amplitude or higher magnitude. So this is the variation of mod of psi 2 square. Okay. So this is the variation of probability density with position. So this is all about the nature of potential, nature of wave function and probability density in case of one-dimensional box potential. And previously we have already discussed the nature of wave function and the energy eigenvalue of a particle confined in one-dimensional box. So next we consider three-dimensional box potential problem. That is, the particle of mass m is confined in a three-dimensional box having sides A, B and C. This is A, this is B, this is C. The box is rectangular in shape. So the particle is confined in this box. Our aim is to find out its energy, its wave function, etc. Total energy, kinetic energy, its probability density, what's the expression of probability density, etc. with the help of Schrodinger wave equation. This means we will get this information after solving Schrodinger equation in 3D. So here, just like the one-dimensional box potential problem, we consider some assumptions for simplicity of calculation. Here we consider inside the box the potential is supposed to be 0, V equals to 0. That is for x 0 to A, y 0 to B and z 0 to C. So within the box the potential is supposed to be 0. And outside the box potential becomes infinity. This means the particle cannot reach beyond the box. So this is the concept of three-dimensional box potential problem. Okay. Now to solve this problem, let us start with Schrodinger wave equation. You know, the formation of Schrodinger wave equation means I have already discussed earlier. This is the form of Schrodinger wave equation. Del square psi plus 2m by h cut square e minus v psi equals to 0. So this is the differential equation which is to be solved with the help of the given conditions, some conditions. So this is the three-dimensional Schrodinger wave equation. So we apply this Schrodinger equation to solve the present problem, means to solve this three-dimensional box potential problem. And what will be the outcome of this problem? Outcomes are wave function, total energy, kinetic energy, probability density, etc. Now this is the form of del square. You know this expression, del square psi equals to del square psi by del x square plus del square psi by del y square plus del square psi by del z square. So this is the three-dimensional expression, and this del square psi plus 2m by h cut square e minus v psi is 0. This is the Schrodinger wave equation. Here v equals to 0 inside the box. So putting v equals to 0, we have this expression. Del square psi by del x square plus del square psi by del y square plus del square psi by del z square plus 2m e by h cut square into psi, since v equals to 0. Clear? Actually, in this expression, look at this expression. In this expression, del square psi plus 2m by h cut square e minus v psi equals to 0, putting v equals to 0. If we put v equals to 0, this expression takes the form del square psi plus 2m e by h cut square into psi, okay, equals to 0. And in place of del square psi, putting the value of this one, del square psi by del x square plus del square psi by del y square plus del square psi by del z square, and finally we'll have this expression. So this is the Schrodinger wave equation in 3D for the present problem. Now we have to solve this equation, this differential equation, that is del square psi by del x square plus del square psi by del y square plus del square psi by del z square plus 2m e by h cut square psi equals to 0. Okay, let it be equation number 1. Now this is not easy task to solve this equation. Here we have applied some special method that is called separation of variable method. We have to use this method, separation of variable method. Separation of, it is clearly written over here, separation of variable method. So using this method we can solve this differential equation, that is this Schrodinger equation. Now what is separation of variable method? The next question automatically comes, what is separation of variable method? So here this psi wave function is a function of x, y, z and t, time t. So for the time being we consider that t equals to 0. It is not function of time, we consider it is also only the function of space variables, that is x, y and z for the present problem. So psi is a function of x, y, z. So this wave function can be expressed as a product of three different wave function, that is psi 1 into psi 2 into psi 3. So this is the main objective for the separation of variable method, that is this psi, the function of x, y, z, it can be expressed in terms of three variables, psi 1, psi 2 and psi 3. Where psi 1 is a function of x, psi 2 is a function of y and psi 3 is a function of z. Finally, we will separate all three variables x, y, z and we will construct three differential equations separately, and to solve, and finally we will solve these three differential equations to get the value of psi 1, psi 2 and psi 3 respectively, and finally putting the value of psi 1, psi 2, psi 3 in this expression to get psi, that is psi equals to psi 1 into psi 2 into psi 3. Okay, so for the present condition psi equals to this one, psi 1 into psi 2 into psi 3. Now let us find out del psi by del x, means psi 2 into psi 3 into del psi 1 by del x. Since psi 1 is a function of x only, this is partial differentiation keeping y and z constant. So del psi by del x means psi 2 into psi 3 to del psi 1 by del x. Similarly, Let us take the double derivative, that is double partial differentiation of del psi del x, that is del square psi by del x square. This means psi 2 into psi 3 del square psi 1 into del x square. Keeping y and z variable fixed, that is psi 2 into psi 3, and double derivative of psi 1, that is del square psi 1 by del x square with respect to x. Similarly, we can find out del psi by del y, keeping psi 1 and psi 3 fixed, and del square psi by del y square exactly in the same way. Similarly, del psi by del z, keeping psi 1 and psi 2 constant, since they are functions of x and y respectively. It is psi 2 is a function of z only. So this is the expression of del psi by del z. Similarly, we can calculate del square psi by del z square as psi 1 psi 2 into del square psi 3 by del z square. Clear? Now we have, so far we have calculated del square psi by del x square, del square psi by del y square, and del square psi by del z square. Now putting these three values in expression 1, in equation 1, in place of del square psi by del x square, putting the value of this one, psi 2 psi 3 into del square psi 1 by del x square. In place of del square psi by del y square, putting the values of psi 1 psi 3 into del square psi 2 by del y square, and so on. And finally, we have this expression. So putting all these values in equation 1, we get this one, psi 2 psi 3 into del square psi 1 by del x square plus psi 1 psi 3 del square psi 2 by del y square plus psi 1 psi 2 del square psi 3 by del z square plus 2me by h cut square into psi means psi 1 psi 2 psi 3 equals to 0. So this is our expression after putting the values of these variables. Next step, dividing by psi 1 psi 2 psi 3 on both sides of this equation. If we divide by psi 1 psi 2 psi 3, so here psi 2 psi 3 should be cancelled out, we have 1 by psi 1. Here psi 1 psi 3 cancelled out, 1 by psi 2. Psi 1 psi 2 should be cancelled out, and we will have 1 by psi 3, and here psi 1 psi 2 psi 3 cancelled out, so we have only 2ab by h cut square equals to 0. Okay, so by dividing by psi 1 psi 2 psi 3 on both sides of this equation, we get this expression. We get this expression. One by psi 1 del square psi 1 by del x square plus 1 by psi 2 del square psi 2 by del y square plus 1 by psi 3 del square psi 3 by del z square equals to minus 2me by h cut square. That is our second equation. Okay, just changing the side, we'll have negative sign, so minus 2me by h cut square. Clear? So let it be equation number 2. Now this is minus 2me by h cut square. So this is the variable involving x, this is the variable involving y only, involving z only. So this is x variable term, y variable term, z variable term equals to minus 2me by h cut square. For fixed energy, minus 2me by h cut square. So let us consider this variable 1 by psi 1 del square psi 1 by del x square equals to minus alpha 1 square. It is our choice. Suppose we have a constant minus alpha 1 square. So similarly, we may consider 1 by psi 2 del square psi 2 by del y square equals to minus alpha 2 square, and this term 1 by psi 3 into del square psi 3 by del z square equals to minus alpha 3 square. It is our choice. This means minus alpha 1 square minus alpha 2 square minus alpha 3 square equals to minus 2m by h cut square. Okay. So considering this first term equals to minus alpha 1 square, so this indicates 1 by psi 1 del square psi 1 by del x square plus alpha 1 square equals to 0 multiplying by alpha 1. So it takes the form del square psi 1 by del x square plus alpha 1 square psi 1 equals to 0. This is analogous to one dimensional box potential problem. Del square psi by del x square plus omega square or whatever alpha square psi equals to 0. And we know the solution of one dimensional box potential problem. So directly we can write the solution. So psi 1 equals to root over 2 by a sine n pi x by a. It is already established earlier. So here x is variable. Here n is a quantum number. I will discuss it later. For the timing, just remember it is a quantum number. This is for x component. That is the psi 1. Psi 1 is the variable involving x only. That's why better to write nx, n suffix x, not n, nx, as if x component of n, nx. So root over 2 by a sine of nx pi x by a. Just like one dimensional box potential problem. Similarly, for second term, 1 by psi 2 del square psi 2 by del y square, we have considered this to be minus alpha 2 square. So we will have similar expression. This is also analogous to one dimensional box potential problem, and directly we may write the solution psi 2 equals root over 2 by b here, since it involves b, sine of ny pi y by, sorry, that should be b, please make a correction, that should be b, that is c. For psi 3, similarly, the third term equals to minus alpha 3 square, and after simplification we'll have similar expression like first and second. It also indicates one dimensional box potential problem, and its solution takes the form psi 3 equals to root over 2 by c sine of nz pi z by c. So nx, ny, nz are three quantum numbers over here. Since it is not one dimensional box potential problem, it is three dimensional box potential problem, and separately we consider this is x as if x coordinate, it is as if y coordinate, as if it is z coordinate. Okay, so finally we have psi 1, psi 2 and psi 3. So the expression of psi can be written as psi 1 into psi 2 into psi 3. Previously we have considered as a product of 3, psi 1, psi 2, psi 3. So putting these values of psi 1, psi 2, psi 3 over here. So we'll get finally 2 root 2 by root over ABC sine nx pi x by a sine ny pi y by b sine nz pi z by c. So this is the expression of wave function for three-dimensional box potential problem having sides a, b and c respectively. Next one, considering energy. So we have considered earlier minus alpha 1 square minus alpha 2, we may write minus alpha 1 square minus alpha 2 square minus alpha 3 square equals to minus 2 me by h cut square. We have already considered the values of alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha 3. So energy can be written as h cut square by 2m from this expression into within bracket alpha 1 square plus alpha 2 square plus alpha 3 square. And what are the values of alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3? Just like one dimensional box potential problem, we have already calculated earlier. Alpha means n pi by a. So here for alpha 1, it should be nx pi by a. For alpha 2, it should be ny pi by b, and alpha 3 nz pi by c. So putting the values of alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 over here. So we may write E equals to, after simplification, simple calculation over here. So after this simplification, we get this expression E equals to h square by 2m. Look here, h square by 8m nx square by a square plus ny square by b square plus nz square by c square. So this is the case for energy eigenvalue for three-dimensional box potential problem. Now here better to write e suffix nx comma ny comma nz, use this notation, equals to h square by 8m nx square by a square plus ny square by b square plus nz square by c square. So this is the energy eigenvalue in case of three-dimensional box potential problem. Clear? Now here we consider some special case for cubic system. A, B, C are same. Three sides are same. For cubic system, the energy should be h square by 8m square, putting A equals to B equals to C within bracket nx square plus ny square plus nz square. Okay. So this is the energy eigenvalue for cubic system, cubical box. Similarly, wave function for cubical box can be written as psi suffix nx ny nz 2 root 2 by a root a sin of nx pi x by a sin of ny pi y by a sin of nz pi z by a. Okay, putting a equals to b equals to c. So this is the energy eigenvalue for three-dimensional cubical box. This is the corresponding wave function for three-dimensional cubical box. In this way you can calculate its probability density, probability of finding a particle, kinetic energy of the system easily. These two expressions are the basic expression for three-dimensional box potential problem. Here we consider cubical box, special case. Okay, so remember these two expression, energy eigenvalue and corresponding wave function. These are very important, not only for exam point of view but also for various engineering applications.